So there's an amazing tool that I use every single day to help me to manifest things into my life. And sometimes I feel like my brain really needs extra support to stay in alignment with my focus, with my new beliefs that I'm working on programming. And this super simple tool is something that I share with my students inside of Align. They use it all the time too, and have found that they've got incredible results from doing this. So I have to share it with you today as well. So there's this app, okay? It's such a simple app. It's called PARROT. If you have an iPhone. If you have an Android, there's an equivalent one called Easy Voice Recorder. Both apps are free. Both apps are super easy to use because they're so basic. They do one thing. The one thing that they do is they allow you to record voice memos. And most importantly, the reason why I love these apps is because once you've recorded the voice memo, when you press play, you can loop it. You can let it loop and loop and loop and loop all day long, or you can set a sleep timer, and that's everything that the app does, okay? So what do I use it for? I use it for multiple things. When I first downloaded the app, I used it to record myself saying affirmations that I wanted to program into my subconscious, that I wanted to believe. So I used it very much in the context of just saying, I am this, I am that, or it is normal for me to earn this much money, or it is safe for me to use my voice and show up on social media, or any reminders in the form of affirmations, any new beliefs that I wanted to imprint into my brain, I used the app for. And I found by recording the new mantras that I wanted to believe and then playing them in the background as I was going about my day, I noticed that how I started to think would shift in a positive direction. I would notice that all of a sudden I felt the energy, the inspiration, the motivation to take action, to move forward, to create my dream life, as opposed to feeling like all the procrastination and doubts and fears and self-sabotage were holding me back. It was like I wasn't being as held back by my own brain because my brain was being fed with, marinating in these new stories of openness and limitlessness and positivity and possibility. So then I started to evolve the way that I used the app. In addition to reading out kind of like a list of affirmations, I would create riffs and rampages, stories about how my life is now. I would sit down for 2 minutes, 5 minutes and just talk about how my life is now. Kind of like if those of you who've watched my videos about scripting, imagine how a scripting letter works, right? We say, "Dear universe, thank you so much." And then you write 4 or 5 or 6 little paragraphs, just like catching the universe up on the things that have manifested into your life and how they make you feel and how your life is different now that they have manifested. You're writing about what you want to manifest as if it's already done. And then you're reading that scripting letter to yourself every night, every morning, first thing and last thing. And scripting letters are fantastic. There's a whole playlist of them on my YouTube channel if you want to check them out. I've consistently used scripting for the last 6 years of my life because time and time again, I find that I tick every single thing off my scripting letter, or at the very least 4 out of 5 things will manifest on my scripting letter. So I love that technique. It's a really great one. And by the way, thousands of people within my community also love scripting. Even if you find that one thing manifests off your scripting letter, I still see that as a huge win, and the other things are yet to unfold, and that's great. I'm sure they'll come in divine timing. But taking it back to this app, right? So imagine that idea of reading a scripting letter where you're talking about what you want as if it's already happened. And then you're basically taking that same technique and you're putting it in the form of a voice memo that you're recording on this app. And then you get to listen to yourself talking about your amazing life and how wonderful it is and how grateful you are that all of these different things happened and fell into place. You are familiarizing your subconscious mind with what you want in a way where it feels like it's already done. Now we're also tapping into Neville Goddard's teachings, right? Of living in the end, living in the wish fulfilled, feeling like it's already yours. We're also tapping into neuroscience here because we are helping your subconscious mind to go from feeling unfamiliar, maybe even scared of your next level, and we are totally normalizing your next level to your subconscious. You're helping your subconscious and your nervous system to feel like where you want to go is already yours, and therefore you're brain is less likely to resist it. It's less likely to self-sabotage you because that amount of money or living in that kind of house or having that kind of lifestyle is no longer something that's on a pedestal. It's now something that your brain thinks about and hears you talk about every day in a way where you're talking about it like it's done, in a way where you're talking about it like you're grateful for it, but also it's like, yes, this is my reality now. I'm so grateful, and isn't it wonderful how normal this feels, and I'm safe here. It's safe for me to be earning X amount of money every month and I feel great. It's wonderful, but it's normal. It feels very normal for me to be doing this. You know, I use very much that kind of language when I'm talking into my PARROT app. And by the way, I was looking back through my PARROT app recordings, and I remember that I had listened to that voice note talking about all the multiple things that had manifested into my life, right? Within that one voice note, I talked about reaching 200,000 subscribers. I talked about earning certain amounts of money every month. And I talked about getting pregnant. And there may have even been a fourth thing on that voice note as well. But I listened to that voice memo for a couple of months, just like in the background while I was working. I would press play while I was doing my makeup in the morning. I would have my cup of tea while listening to it. You know, I would have it playing a lot of the time, as much as I could throughout the day. I would also sometimes fall asleep listening to it as well, so that it went straight into my subconscious while I'm drifting off to sleep. You can talk to your subconscious mind at that time of day and it goes in much more easily. So basically, as many times as you can think of, as many moments as you can squeeze into your day and night to immerse your brain in the story, the more the better, right? Sometimes I would be consciously listening to it. Other times I was not even consciously listening to it at all, just getting on with other things, focusing on other things, but knowing that in the background my subconscious was absorbing it, which is great. Very low effort and passive that way, which I'm always a fan of. And then actually I kind of fell off track with using the PARROT app for maybe about 6 months. I just sort of forgot about it and moved on to different things. Anyway, I reopened the PARROT app after about 6 months, found that voice memo and was like, oh my God, it all happened. It all manifested within 5-6 months of listening to that voice memo. So I recommend it. If you've been a fan of scripting or you've heard me talk about why scripting works so well, I'm sure you can understand why this works so well as well. It's very similar in terms of what it is doing, but some of you may find that you even prefer doing it in this voice memo way if perhaps paper and writing and reading isn't kind of your jam, and maybe your brain works a bit differently and you prefer to hear things. Give it a go. So then most recently, I have evolved the way that I use this app in a third way. And this way I feel like, oh my gosh, I'm really sometimes needing to hold my brain up. On those days where you remember how you want to feel and you give yourself a pep talk. Okay, I want to tell myself this positive story, right? Because I always talk about on this channel, I always talk about how the stories that we tell ourselves ultimately lead to the life that we manifest. Okay, but some days, and maybe more recently with my hormones and with, thinking about so many things that are coming up in my life, recently it's felt like I might tell myself a positive story in the morning and then half an hour later I've forgotten it and my brain's already less motivated, or the doubts are talking, or whatever, right? The distractions are taking over. And so I have been using the app to give myself a pep talk, get myself motivated, think about what I am creating and why I'm creating it. For example, I'm doing big work at the moment. Like, I have set myself the incredible and exciting challenge of recording 135 videos in the space of about 6 weeks to create 9 months worth of content, so that my first chapter into motherhood can be one where I can be really flexible and really present with my baby while being able to deliver content more consistently to you than I have ever done before. Okay, so it's a mammoth task. Oh, it lights me up so much when I think about it. Just like the freedom and the impact that I will be making, and like how grateful I'm going to be, how grateful future Lucie is going to be for current Lucie's actions. But when I'm doing it, sometimes my mind tries to hold me back or procrastinate or tell me that I don't have another idea for a video, or, just noise, just thoughts trying to keep me in the same place, thoughts that might be coming from a place of fear that I can't do this, or a lack of trust in myself that I can do this, or overwhelm, or thinking, am I allowed to do this? Like, have I found like a cheat code, and am I making this too easy, or is this too hard? Maybe I can't do it. All that just noise. So I'm using the PARROT app now in this third way, where I'm basically pep talking myself and reminding myself all throughout the day, Lucie, you are doing this. You've got this. This is easy, and it's allowed to be easy. Ideas flow to you, and you have a never-ending supply of ideas. Nothing needs to be perfect. You are good enough. The message that's on your mind, on your heart, that you want to share today is the one to record right now. How exciting. Of course you can do this. I trust you. I trust in myself that I can do this. One baby step at a time, Lucie. Take it one day at a time, and let's celebrate every single piece of content that you create. Let's celebrate every baby step, and your audience is going to be growing and thriving and engaging with this content while you are sat staring into your baby's eyes, or getting the sleep that you didn't get the night before, or going for a beautiful walk along the beachfront with your family. You are creating that now, and I'm so proud of you. And your YouTube revenue and podcast revenue is also going to be wonderful and paying you in abundance while you are being present with your child. I literally record and tell myself this story, and I listen to it as much as I need to while I am doing the work now. And so if you ever feel like you're going through a chapter in your life where it feels a little bit harder than normal to stay motivated, you get these glimpses of motivation, you get these moments where you're like pumped up and fired up, but then 5 minutes later you've already lost that, and all the thoughts that are trying to keep you in the same place start to flood in. By the way, if we're experiencing that, it's only because we are growing really fast, right? We are in the process of a quantum leap. We have set ourselves a big vision, and it excites us, but in equal measure, it can scare you, right? For whatever logical or illogical reasons. So we don't have to judge ourselves or criticize ourselves or psychoanalyze ourselves for being that way, but you can use your PARROT app, you can use your Easy Voice Recorder app to help you to keep yourself on that trajectory, whatever it takes. If you resonate, by the way, with my approach to manifestation, with the way that I teach, then you might love to join us inside of my manifestation program, Align. It's where we dive so much deeper on this kind of work, and I help women all over the world to get the most incredible transformations from the inside out. These women are from all different backgrounds, and I think the thing that these women have in common is that they already have the power inside of them. All I do is basically help show them how they can unlock it, help them see how they can make their life easier, help them to see perhaps what a blind spot has been for them that has been keeping them in the same holding pattern for a long time, so that we can release that and let it go, so that they can allow what they want to flow to them. So if you want to take a look at what joining Align entails, I will put the link down below. Also, if you're looking for a program that is an introductory program that's only 3 weeks long, that could help hold you accountable for 21 days. And imagine after 21 days, rewiring your subconscious so that it's working in your favor, so that you're seeing different results in your life, then the 21-day Release the Blocks challenge is the place to look at. So I'll put the link down below for that as well. You can dive into your day 1 of the 21-day Release the Blocks challenge today if you want to. If you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to give us a thumbs up, and if you haven't done so already, make sure to hit the subscribe button and ring my bell so that you never miss another video. And if you're listening on podcast, thank you for listening. Feel free to hit follow, leave a 5-star review, and share this with someone else that it could help. Until next time, bye.